We came to Chiang Mai to find a different way of living. Slow, intentional, and in between. More than sightseeing, we want to experience the everyday. Working from a quiet cafe at the corner, picking out fresh produce at the market, walking through the old town alleys at dusk. For us, slow travel feels like a life experiment, finding our own rhythm, one city at a time. We are staying here for a month to watch the clouds roll over Dua Sitab during rainy season, to hear stories from local artisans at the weekend market, even care for a bright red hibiscus on our windowsill. Maybe that's what slow travel is about, treating every temporary moment like it truly matters. We are not looking for the fanciest Airbnb or the cheapest room we can find. What we want is a place where we can stay for a whole month, cook, relax, and actually live. And for us, that means a few key things. Daily life needs to be easy, somewhere near a market or a convenience store. The layout should work for both working and resting. Good light and airflow are really important. We don't want to feel boxed in. And ideally, the building is quiet with a bit of local life around, not too touristy. During our first week in Chiang Mai, we stayed at the hotel-style apartment with my family. As you can see, it got a great view from the balcony. The room was absolutely perfect, spacious, bright, and super comfortable. What really made it special was the rooftop infinity pool. It had the most stunning view of the city and was a great place to relax after a long day. But there was one downside. It was way too expensive. So as much as we loved it, we knew we couldn't stay for long. The second place had a lovely setting and a spacious pool. But the room itself felt a little bit too cramped and a bit too dark to spend the whole day in. And unfortunately, it's facing to a construction site, which is a big no. Well, this place only accepts rent at least for 6 months or a year. The one is a pretty established neighborhood, and during summer break, a lot of families stay here, so the price goes up, of course. It's a nice place overall, but the downside is it's a bit far from the city center. So if you don't have a scooter or a car, getting around can be kind of inconvenient. I have to admit, I'm a little obsessed with swimming pools. Every time I see a place with a nice pool, I get super excited and start imagining myself doing laps or just floating around with a drink in hand. But the truth is, we actually spend way more time inside the house. And that's where things get a bit disappointed. This place doesn't get much natural light because the window faces directly into a wall. So it always feels a bit dim, even during the day. Plus, the room itself is kind of small, not exactly the most comfortable space to hang out in all day. This apartment was newly renovated, and I have to say, the interior design is really tasteful. One of the best parts is the living room view. You can actually see Dua Sitab right from the window, which is amazing. But since it was just renovated, there's still a bit of that new construction smell in the room. Also, the building itself is actually a little old and worn down, which kind of take away from the vibe. Next, we checked out a place in the Nimman area, which is known for being a younger, more vibrant part of Chiang Mai. The building itself looked pretty promising at first. The common areas were actually really well maintained. There was a nice lobby, a small gym, and a nice small swimming pool. But once we walked into the actual unit, things went downhill pretty fast. The room felt quite old and neglected. You could tell it hadn't been renovated in a long time. The furniture looked worn out, and worst of all, there was this really strong moldy smell as soon as we step inside. It was the kind of smell that just sticks to you, and honestly, it didn't feel like a healthy place to stay. So we didn't spend much time here. We left pretty quickly. This was one of my favorite places, also in the Nimman area. The room had great natural lights and felt really cozy. The price was super reasonable, especially for this location. But for two people, it might feel a bit tight. There isn't much space to move around separately or do your own thing. Still, for a solo stay, it's almost perfect. As for the facilities, there's no kitchen inside the room. But downstairs, there is a shared kitchen and a laundry room, which is pretty convenient. The building felt clean and well maintained, and it had a quiet, laid-back vibe. Overall, it's a great option for someone living alone, especially if you don't mind sharing some common spaces. After struggling to find the right apartment, we decided to change our approach. Why not check out a villa instead? That's how we ended up visiting this lovely house on the west side of the old city. And here's the best part. They have a cat. Yes, a little cat who lives here full time. She's super friendly and follows us around the whole time. Honestly, she felt like the star of the house, the ultimate selling point. I was already picturing myself drinking tea in the sun with her curled up next to me. This house has more of a shared living vibe, where guests share the common areas like the living room, dining space, and kitchen. Outside, there is a small garden area where you can sit and soak up the sunshine. It just felt peaceful and homely in a way that apartments didn't. The only downside, the room was only available for 20 days, which wasn't long enough for us. So sadly, we had to walk away and leave the cat behind. Our next stop took us deep into the mountains of Duai Sutab. The villa sits in a quiet valley, surrounded by trees and a running stream. You could hear the water the moment we arrived. It instantly feels calm and grounding. The house itself is a beautiful two-story wooden structure with a spacious outdoor terrace that let you fully embrace nature. I even had a free yoga section here. The room was spacious and filled with natural light. The only thing was that it still had a bit of that strong wooden smell, probably because of the rainy season humidity. Downstairs, the shared living room and dining area were cozy and full of little personal touches. It felt more like a real home than a short-term rental. In the end, though, we didn't choose it, mostly because it's about a 30-minute drive from the city center. After all the searching, we finally found the one. A one-bedroom apartment in the Nimman area. As soon as I walked in, I was drawn to the big windows and all the green outside. The view is full of trees and it just makes the whole place feel calm and refreshing. The layout is really nice too. There is a kitchen, which is super useful, and the bedroom is separate from the living room. That means the two of us can work in different spaces without bothering each other. A big plus after seeing so many tiny rooms. The location is great too. We are right in Myanmar, so there are tons of places to eat, grab coffee, or just walk around. Everything within easy reach, and that makes daily life feel much easier. What I love most is that we can finally slow down a bit. We can sit by the window and watch the sky change. Blue one moment, then filled with rain dancing on the leaves the next. It might not be super fancy, but for us, it's the perfect little home in Chiang Mai.